Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all once again. You are watching CSS by SS, and today we will be talking about what is encryption. So, the first question is what is encryption? Encryption involves encoding data into a form that is meaningless using an algorithm. Like हम अपने डेटा को इस तरह से किसी और फॉर्म में ट्रांसफर करेंगे that is meaningless to another person. Right? Let's say these kind of codes I have written over here, it's meaningless to you, right? But it is having some special meanings for me, maybe. Okay, so once encrypted data can be decrypted again, मतलब दोबारा से मैं उसको original form में लेके आ सकती हूँ, which turns the encrypted data into data that can be understood again. Encryption doesn't prevent hackers from hacking, but makes the data hard, if not possible, to understand. Unless they have matching decryption rules. But why we do encryption? Encryption is done to prevent hackers to steal our data. Encryptions relies on the use of a key. There must be some key जिसको apply करने के बाद हम लोग एक cipher text generate कर सकते हैं. So a key is a binary string of a certain length that when applied to an encryption algorithm can encrypt plain text information and decrypt cipher text. प्लेन टेक्स्ट क्या होता है? प्लेन टेक्स्ट इज द नेम फॉर द डेटा बिफोर इट इज इनक्रिप्टेड. जब भी हमारा डेटा इनक्रिप्ट करने से पहले जो डेटा होता है उसको प्लेन टेक्स्ट कहते हैं. बट वंस वी हैव अप्लाइड सम की ऑन द प्लेन डेटा और हमारे पास जो न्यू टेक्स्ट आता है दैट्स साइफर टेक्स्ट. इट्स इनक्रिप्टेड डेटा, right? Keys can vary in size and act like a password, enabling people to protect information. A single incorrect digit in the key means the data cannot be decrypted correctly. Strong modern keys can be up to or over 1000 bits long. There are basically two types of encryption: symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. In symmetric encryption, you will be having some plain text, and when you will apply some key on that plain text, you will get the cipher text. And if you have the cipher text, you will again apply the same key to get the plain text. So in symmetric encryption we are using the same key. एक ही की होगी जैसा जिसको जो हमें हेल्प कर रही है प्लेन टेक्स्ट को साइफर टेक्स्ट में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए और साइफर टेक्स्ट को प्लेन टेक्स्ट में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए. दिस इज कॉल्ड symmetric encryption. In symmetric encryption, both parties are given an identical keys. Both parties means sender and receiver, which can be used to encrypt or decrypt information. Key distribution problem. If hackers gain access to the key, then they can decrypt intercepted message. It means क्योंकि हम लोग एक ही shared key use कर रहे हैं, so if any third party will got to know that key, so it's a big problem for us, and they can easily access our data, right? So it's a problem in this symmetric encryption. Method exists to send the secret key to the receiver without sending it electronically. Both parties could verbally share the key in person. Both parties may use standard postage email to share the key. Some businesses and banks may do this to ensure someone's identity and authenticity. An algorithm may be used to calculate the key by sharing secret non-key information. So there is one of the example I have mentioned. This is your secret meeting at the place. This is your message. You want to encrypt your message, and this is your encryption message will look like. So what I have done, I have just shifted 6 places to the next number. Let's say A. So wherever A will appear, I will replace A with G. Wherever B will appear, I will replace it with H. And whenever C will appear in my original message, I will replace it with I. So same goes with all of the other characters. So let's say this is my Alexandria soon, right? So if I want to encrypt this message, so what can I get? I am going to A, then G, then A for L for R, E for K, and X for T. Asymmetric encryption. In this, we have two separate keys, right? One key will be used for encryption and one key will be used for decryption, and both keys are separate. There is a plain text, there will be a ciphertext. So when we will apply encrypted key on plain text, then we can get the ciphertext. And when we will apply the secret key on ciphertext, then we can get the plain text. So the difference between symmetric and asymmetric encryption is that in asymmetric we have different keys to encrypt and decrypt our message. In asymmetric encryption, also known as public key encryption, two keys are used: public key and private key. Public key known to everyone, but private key only known to the receiver. Both keys are needed to encrypt and decrypt information. Asymmetric encryption work as follows. Party A uses public key to encrypt their message. Party A sends their messages over the network or internet. Party B decrypt the message using their secret private key. Asymmetric encryption work use such that only private key can be used to decrypt the message and it is not sent over the internet like symmetric key. So basically होता क्या है कि private person A will use the public key to encrypt the message और वो public key के through जो message है वो forward कर दिया जाएगा person B को. Then person B will use the secret private key to decrypt the message, right? So secret private key will never be shared to anyone, right? So then nobody will got to know that what will be the private key. If that person knows that there is a public key, so कोई भी advantage नहीं है उसको, because there is a one key which is private key which is hidden. उसके बगैर हम messages को decrypt कर ही नहीं सकते, right? So keys can be very large. For example, over 1000 bits. To get the correct key, a hacker would have to calculate almost every possible combination. To illustrate, a key with only 100 bits would generate this much amount of different combinations. So it's so lengthy thing to decrypt the message through asymmetric encryption. How are encryption keys created? So it's a very simple question, and we can create encryption key through manual, on random, or via some algorithm. Strong encryption keys are created using a hashing algorithm. Hashing algorithm most common and important and commonly used algorithm. It's a non-reversible mathematical algorithm that converts a given input into an output. Once the output has been generated, it is unable to be converted back to the original input. Encryption keys are created by supplying a message or the key to hashing algorithm which turns it into a string of characters usually shown in hexadecimal. So there are multiple hashing algorithm techniques. SH2 is one of the common or most important hashing algorithm used, and it creates hashed keys of 244, 256, 384 or 512 bits length. If let's say the text string is computer science is run through the SH2 algorithm, it would return a 512-bit key in hexadecimal such as this, right? So the hashed encryption key can then be sent symmetrically, or kept secret as a part of an asymmetric private key. Both sender and receiver need a copy of the key to decrypt information regardless of using symmetric or asymmetric encryption. Through this algorithm, I will paste this link. You can generate your hash key. You just have to paste a text and then you have to generate it, and it will automatically generate a symmetric hash key for you. So the very important question is, why used hashed encryption key? So in symmetric encryption, the key must be sent with a message to the receiver. If a hacker intercepts the keys, they can read the message. In asymmetric encryption, the public key is reliable to everyone and would not be useful to a hacker. The hacker must go guess the private key in order to read the message. Hashing algorithms are many to one. This means that many input values, messages, or keys can produce the same hash key output. A hashed encryption key means the hacker must find and hash the key before it is useful. As hashing algorithms are non-reversible, this is extremely difficult for someone to decrypt the message. With SH2, for example, a hacker who wants to find the symmetric or asymmetric private key must calculate over 1.3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 154 combination. Right? So it's quite bigger number to calculate. So once again, you have something to sort out, and it contains 5 marks. You have to use these words. So please try to answer this question. You have some time.